Hello, everybody. Joe Compton here for GoIndieNow, and welcome to my live feed here on YouTube. And I am doing, if you didn't know what I'm doing this week, I am doing a week of indies where I do a video every single day. I've been doing booktuber tags and tags created by my fellow content creators, tags that I've been meaning to, that I was tagged in that I've been meaning to get to. And I've been catching up on all of those, along with, of course, Sunday Fun Day, which is what started this all. And then, of course, Monday, I debuted a new show, which is called Fresh Buttered Popcorn, which is my review show on me reviewing movies and giving you some good indies to check out. Um, I most likely will have another episode for the weekend for you guys to go and check out a Netflix or two selection that I do. I'll do a little Netflix one, real quick one on Friday. I think that will be my day six video. Um, but this is day five, and day five, I'm going live. So I have a booktuber tag that I was tagged in by the great JB Taylor at Taylor Made Interviews that I'll go through. But if you have any booktuber questions for me and you want to add them in, put them in the chat. I'm monitoring that as we're talking here as well, and I hope all of you are having a great day, and we'll do this thing real quick. All right. I thank everybody who is here, and I am live. So welcome, everybody. I'm gonna tell the world right now. This is riveting, right? It's gonna be really riveting watching it back. But anyway, let me know that you're here and say hello. And I'm watching the chat as well. I will go ahead and start JB's tag and do that right now. Um, Let me grab the questions, which I have right here. So, number one, a penguin walks through the door right now wearing a sombrero. What does he say and why is he here? Well, he's saying, "Hi, Joe. I see you're live, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I just wanted to tell you, I wanted to ask you, did you see me on TV earlier? I was the penguin that was over John McCain's shoulder whispering crazy questions to him to ask James Comey during one of the most important moments in our country's history. I mean, oh my God, what was that? That was a train wreck. Um, he was starting to go off in all kinds of different directions. I was starting to feel sorry for the guy. It's crazy. But if you haven't seen that, I'm sure it's all over Twitter. It's probably memed by now, pretty harshly. That's pretty bad because he's such an American hero. But sometimes you just have those moments in life. Um, so number two would be oh, hi JB, I see you're here. Cool. Well, I'm doing your tag, bud. So hopefully I do good. Um, so number two, what would your autobiography be called? Um, Keep in mind that I typed these questions in, but that's the only time I ever looked at these questions. I have nothing written down. I'm going right off the cuff because this is live. I decided to do these live. So if I think about it for a second, bear with me because I am thinking about it. But I think my autobiography would probably be called. It's it's time to go indie or something with GoIndieNow. I'm sure. I just it's just embedded in me at this point. I think beyond branding, it's kind of just um, I would probably say best thing about being indie. That's probably what I would probably say. My autobiography would be called at this point. Um, Number three, would you let us hook up your recently played list on Spotify to your office speakers? Yes, absolutely, I would. I don't actually do Spotify. I do iTunes, but I used to do Spotify. But um, actually, I do use Google Play because I got that for free for the first like 4 months or something like that. So I actually use Google Play on my phone. And I'd be happy to pull up the last bit of what I listened to on there for you. Um, I probably know it pretty well anyway. So let's take a look. My last 10 songs. So the last song was Fabulous Less by Stone Sour. Then I had Judas by Fozzy, and then I had Caught in the Middle by Dio, and then I had Wildest Dreams by Iron Maiden, and then I went to um, uh, come on. Then it was The Magic of Youth by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. That was the next one. Loner by Black Sabbath. Then Jump by Van Halen. So there you go. I think that was that 10? I'm not sure, but that was the last bit of the ones I had on my playlist for you. So there you go. Uh, Number 4. If you had 3 wishes from a non-tricky genie, that's awesome. What would you wish for? um, I'd have to say for going now to be something that to be a successful for going now to be a successful channel on your TV or um, be I have enough time and energy and money and everything to do this 24/7. That would be what um, or at least long enough that I could hire a staff that I could, also contribute. I'd love to have all my friends who have been contributing to GoIndie now be a part of that. Um, but to have a channel on television or have um, to have something that um, you know GoIndie now is on and seen by the masses. That would be my first wish. My second wish would be um, I would probably say a beach house, a house on the beach on San Diego shore or maybe Baja, just to have one right there, right where literally my deck is overlooking the sand, and you can just walk right down to the beach and be on the beach all day, any day. Um, I want to have one of those pools that kind of goes off the edge there. That would be cool too to have that pool in there. The house, one of those spiral staircases um, in the house. That's my dream house. So to have my dream house would be my second wish, and my third wish would be uh, probably interesting, but I don't know if it's even possible. I guess anything's possible with a genie and a wish, but to bring my friend David back, to introduce him to my wife, he's never met. Um, in fact, to bring back him and my friend Sam, and my friend Jason as well. Bring back the friends that I've lost, that I miss, um, because they were great and they're a big part of my life, and they don't know a lot of what I'm doing because they haven't been around for that. And so I would, no, don't bring them back as zombies. Well, he's a non-tricky genie, so he would bring them back as I remember them. So right, so that's what I would wish for. I just I know people would say world peace or whatever. I'm being selfish, and they're my wishes, so I'm going to be selfish. Where would you go in where would you go in a time travel machine? Would you stay? Um, this is interesting. You know, I probably would say that I would not stay simply because I love the time I live in. It's the only time I've ever known. So, um, it's hard for me to say I would stay if I haven't experienced something. But I think for me, the time I would go back into, uh, I probably would say the beginning of film, the early 20s or 30s, and be a part of that experience and see what that's like. And, of course, I would probably alter the entire trajectory knowing what I know, but I would love to go back and meet like Charlie Chaplin and Al Jolson, and Buster Keaton, and kind of see, and then subsequently. Thanks, JB. I am selfish. Sorry. He said, way to be selfish. He said, I said world peace. Way to be selfish. um, and he put a smiley face. He was obviously joking. But, honestly, for me, I would say I would go back to that time, and I would stay through the 50s and see, Marilyn Monroe and, um, Humphrey Bogart, meet all of them. And I just kind of would be interested to know because it's so different seeing the finished product of what you see, because I know so much about that process that it would be very interesting to me to see if they had the same struggles. I mean, they had to have had some different. It had to be a different atmosphere on set. They had to be different people outside of the movies that we're so accustomed to knowing them from, and I'd just be interested to see that, because I think it's fascinating. It'd be very interesting to me to go back to that time. I wouldn't stay though, because I like when I live and where I live and everything about the time I live in. So I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the time I live in. So I'm very happy for that, for sure. Um, Number 6, invisibility or flight. Oh man, that's a tough one. Probably flight, just simply because then I can go beyond the stars, and really see the world, see the universe, from a perspective that I've never had. That would be the cool thing if I could. I mean, my flight, I would, I would preface that if I had the power to fly, it better be to fly dimensionally, fly through time and space, like Superman can, for the most part. Um, I would That would be what I'd want with the flight. Otherwise, I wouldn't do either. Invisibility is cool, but you know what? I'm not that guy. I'm not that. I think visibility is used for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to get around and be sneaky and be effervescent around people who, um, who you don't trust or don't know, and trying to get information. Or, well, maybe I'm just viewing it that way. Or I understand some people are introverts, and invisibility would help them in that respect too. But I'm not an introvert, so it's kind of hard for me to say that that would be helpful. Although it'd be nice to disappear for a bit and not miss a beat, because if I disappear, then all these things I'm doing stop right now, and that's not what I want. But for me, the flight thing, I just would love to see what the moon really looks like. You know, what things really, how vast space really is, and how tiny and insignificant we really are. I know that's sad, maybe a sad thought, but actually it's very fascinating to me. It's very interesting. So that's what I would do. I would love to fly. That would be the superpower, I guess I would choose of the two. All right. After somebody uses the transporter in Star Trek, are they the same person, or does reconstructing them out of different molecules mean they're a different person and the original version ceases to exist? Wow. Going existential on me here, JB. Um, I, yeah, I think, I think the transporter idea to me is almost, I mean, you do send yourself from one place to another. It's kind of astral projection, right? Which, I've actually had experience with in dreams and such. And I'm not the I'm you can call me cuckoo crazy if you want, but I'm being honest. I've had those experiences. I've been other places, as the form that I am. Um, not as the solid form, but as the consciousness that I am. And we can get really existential if you want. But that's the truth. Um, at least in my own brain. Who knows if it's just tricking me or what have you. Um, but I don't believe that. For me, I think there's the astral plane philosophy kind of lends itself to this question in terms of, can you be two places at once? And if you are you the same person at that place? And I think that we are on other planes of existence as we're talking here, and there are other planes of existence, and um, you know, who knows what is real and not real. But that being said, I think that's where that question may have key for me in terms of, I do believe that you might be somewhat of the same molecule and form. You might be a different form, but the same person or the same consciousness. I do not know that you can be at two places at once. At least I don't think I have. Maybe. Well, obviously, if I've astral planed, I have. But I guess that would be technically two places at once because I'm in my form here dreaming and outward somewhere else in my conscious. But I know I'm just getting rambly here, but it's because I'm trying to form the right thought. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so that's where I truly think that lies. I think that would be the interesting thing for me, to think about. I think that's what it is that it's astral planning to a certain extent, and whether you are the same person visually and physically, I don't think so, but you might be mentally, you might be metaphysically the same person. And whether you can recognize that or not, that's a different story. Um, so that's the interesting part about that, I think. What would you name your boat if you had one? Well, I do dream of having a boat. Believe it or not, that's one of my many uh, dreams, and along with my dream house. Along with my dream house, I think a dream boat would go with it. Um, and it's interesting because you do need to name it. That's bad luck if you don't name it. It's part of the seaman's tradition. I would probably name my boat Jackie. Um, I don't know why. Well, actually, you know what? Strike that. I'd probably name my boat Elizabeth because that's what I would name my first daughter. Um, and so I would always have the two of them, and can always tell her the story that I named the boat after her. So for me, and then I can give it to her, when she buries me. That was morbid, but anyway. So uh, anyway, so that's I would name it Elizabeth. To you, what's the closest thing to real magic? um, I think I've seen it. I think I've seen real magic, and I think real magic exists in all of us. I think it's this passion that we have. It's the spirit that really resonates and absorbs us. Because when I'm around passionate, creative people, I feel passionate and creative. I feel I don't have any other thoughts. I feel like after I talk to this person, like every time I do a panel discussion, I have to go back and do something else creative. Otherwise, I feel like I lose that momentum. And sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's reading, sometimes it's doing videos. But you know, I when I'm talking to creative people, I think creative people really uh, give them that energy. Another energy that I feel that I think is truly magic is watching a child develop and watching them resonate with cognitive thought and start to figure things out and start to be, they get smarter than you. And it's very interesting, and they're very in tune and very intuitive, and they're very quick, and it just happens like a flash. And I've seen it, and that's pretty cool. Because we have so many mysteries about who we are and why we're here and what we're doing. And you kind of you get flashes of how those levels go with children. um, and I think that's true magic. Sleight of hand, sleight of mind, I don't know, but it's very interesting to me, and I think that's the magic that I. So those two things I think are I have seen it, real magic. Um, Number 10, would you take a one-way mission to Mars trip? As it is now, no. Um, I'm not smart enough to be like a colonist or somebody who would start a colony. You know, I don't have any science or meticulousness or any desire to build anything. I don't. I'm not a horticulturist. I'm not an agriculturist. I'm not. Take Neil deGrasse Tyson and let him and Michiku and all of them go to Mars and set something up for me, and then yeah, build me a hotel and I'll go, and then yeah, I'll go. But right now, it's a big rock, that you can't breathe in, and can't do anything on. I'm not Mark Watney. I can't do that stuff. I'm not. I just don't. Besides, I would miss all of you, and I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So, um, no, I would not. Uh, and I'm going to answer that right now. And I probably would never even think about it. Uh, it's not going to extend my life. It's not going to make a difference in who I am. Well, it might make a difference in who I am, but I mean, history wise, but it's not going to do anything for me. So why do it? I don't do things just to do them, just because they're cool to do. It's not something that I do. It's not who I am. So, um, but I see there's one question that you've asked JB here, and I will answer that right here, right now. And that is, have I read Chaplin's autobiography? I'm pretty sure I have. I don't remember the name of it, but I'm pretty sure I've read it. But even then, you know, it, people are different. When they can spit and polish something and write draft after draft, and they can decide whether they want to put that in. I'm sure there's stuff he took out that he wanted to say or wrote down and didn't say it. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. When you meet him, you would know, because you're meeting him, and it's kind of hard for him to hide it. But so I think that's where that would be different. But I think you were just asking me to ask me if I've read it, and I think yes, I have. I'm pretty sure I have. The best book I've read by an actor that gave you insight into who they are is Brando. Brando on Brando, basically. Now in Marlon Brando. Very fascinating. It's toward the tailor end of his life when he was really cuckoo magoo, and it's very interesting. But anyway, so that's the 10 random questions tag. I did it live here for everybody. Most of you will see it afterwards, I guess, because not everybody's here watching it live. Um, I might have picked a bad time to do this live feed. Maybe everybody's in traffic. Um, you know, but that's just the way it goes. So anyway, take a look at this video anyway. You'll see it later, I'm sure. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. But you know, thanks for supporting the Week of Indies, and everybody who's done the tags that I've laid out, and everybody who's given me tags to do, and all of that. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. I've got 3 more days to go, and I will end my everyday videos on Sunday with the next Sunday fun day tag. Tomorrow and Saturday, I'll have videos for you as well. I believe that tomorrow I'm going to do a new fresh buttered popcorn for weekend Netflix viewing, and then Saturday, I don't know yet what I'm going to do. You just have to wait and see, I guess. Huh? Actually, I don't have anything planned, to believe it or not. But that's it, guys. I answered 10 questions. I don't see anybody, unless JB, you have another question for me that I'd be happy to answer. But otherwise, I will be signing off here in a second. Go subscribe while I have you here. Go subscribe, like, comment. Take a look at all the videos I've done for the Week of Indies. A couple of them are in the book tour tags. The Fresh Butter Popcorn episode is also around. You can check out all my videos. Go check out episode 15. Episode 16 is coming out in about 4 weeks. We'll have episode 16 for you of the flagship show, It's Time to Go Indie Now, We also have a live panel discussion, which you can go vote for. Go to facebook.com/GoIndieNow. There's a poll on there, and the topics are listed there. There's a couple that are tied right now for the top. So your vote may make the difference in what we talk about. So go check that out and go vote. If you haven't voted, please do. And we will, set that up here shortly. I think that's going to be, I'm going to do that panel on the 23rd of June. That's a Friday. I'm trying to make it a regular time slot thing. So I think I will do, I think I'll do 10 p.m. on Fridays. That's probably what I'll end up doing. But we'll see. I'll talk to everybody about it, and we'll see where we're at. I want to get you as many people as I can to talk about the subjects you want to talk about. So anyway, that's facebook.com/GoIndieNow. There is a poll up there right now that you can go vote. And, like I said, like, comment, subscribe here at GoIndieNow. And remember, everybody, it's always time to go indie now. Oh, we got a new viewer. All right. But just as I was like, this goes to signing off, and I got another viewer or two. I got a couple of viewers. So, hey, nice. Anyway, unless they have questions for me, I will give it a couple minutes here, I guess, and stay afloat for a few. Maybe people are just getting home and signing on and taking a look. But oh, okay, cool. Thanks, JB, for a question. What's one story you have not written that you want to write? Actually, it's quite ironic, quite funny that you say that. That's a question that I was asking myself. Actually, I've been kind of writing it, been dictating it. A very interesting thing I was going to pose to people, but can you write the audiobook before you write the real novel book, the actual book? Probably not a good idea to do just an audio book, but because I've been dictating on my phone, I've been getting ideas for this book that I've been thinking, this story I've been thinking about, and I've been dictating it. And so anytime I get an idea, I put it on my phone. I got this great new dictation thing app on my phone, which is cool. So I'm really happy about that. Because especially it has, for some reason, it's right before I go to the gym that I get these thoughts. But the story I haven't written yet, well, the one I really need to write and have had a hard time really writing is the sequel to Amongst the Killing, which is We the Moral Majority. I've started and stopped that several times. And I've gotten, several pages in, a few chapters in, and it's not coming together like I hope. So I'm really hoping that I can pull that together and get that out, because that needs to come out. And then I have another story that I've written literally 5 pages of that I started, and I don't know where I'm going to go with that. I probably will end up making that a short story. And that story is about a guy is going to end up killing, or it's not a spoiler because it's the beginning of the story, but a guy who wants to kill this guy, this friend of his, who's actually cheating on his, he's using his wife. So his wife, this guy who wants to kill this other guy, his wife is cheating on him with his best friend, basically. So he has a decision to make, and it's not autobiographical, so stop it. It's just a story. That one I wrote like the first 7 pages. really 10, but I've already edited a couple. Uh, and I'm waiting to get inspired for the middle part. I know the ending, but I need to get the middle part out. Um, but I'm starting this dictation one that I'm doing is actually about uh, yeah, it's kind of like Dial M for Murder, I guess. Um, JB said it sounds sort of like Dial M for Murder. Very interesting. Yeah, I think it's kind of like that. Maybe I haven't seen Dial M for Murder in a long, long time. Uh, I don't know where the idea came from. It just popped in my head and I went with it. But this other idea that I've been dictating is about the fates, designating people for assignment. That there is an entity. Ha! uh, I got another question in chat. I'll share here live right now in a second. But yeah, the fates are deciding on people's fate, essentially. And there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more. It's very existential. It's almost science fictiony. Um, and I don't know where it came from. I'm not a science fiction guy, but I'm gonna roll with it. Like I said, I've dictated probably. I probably got about, if I sat down and wrote it, I probably got about a chapter or two and it already dictated. So that's kind of cool. I've never done that before, and it's kind of interesting. Travis, I have so Travis West of Travis West Reads Books has joined us, and he's asked the question: how can you possibly have time to write with all the other shit you are constantly doing? Because I don't sleep, man. I'm a natural insomniac, but I mean, I do sleep. I try to get about 5 or 6 hours a night, but doesn't always work out that way. Um, but I'll tell you, I'm using this dictation thing on my phone, and that's been really a beautiful thing for me. Because if I get an idea, I just pop it on my phone, and because it's also connected. My Pixel's connected to my car. It's a little button on my car. I just hit it and go dictation, and I can just dictate, which is really cool. Modern technology is such a wonder, such a beautiful thing, right? Um, so that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been writing. I haven't been writing much though. I can tell you that. So it's just kind of muscle memory at this point. But I was saying, I don't know if you caught it, Travis, but I was saying, can you write uh, an audiobook before you actually write the book? So now I'm getting bombarded with questions. Awesome. He's to, we're doing the so you want me to do? I get it. So JB, I did this for your blog once, JB. I'm pretty sure I did. Bernard Pino's. We're doing Bernard Pibot's great questionnaire that if anybody's seen inside the actor's studio, JB is asking me those questions. So, uh, yeah, the odds that I'll be on inside the actor's studio are probably slim. So I can go ahead and answer these questions, I think. But all right, so let's get to it. Let's do Bernard Pibot's questionnaire, shall we? Which is, what is your favorite word? My favorite, my favorite word. It'd be interesting to reference this too, JB, and see if I answer the same thing the same way. I'm not sure I will, because I'm doing this right off the cuff. But gosh, my favorite word's awesome. I use it all the time. It's probably the word you hear from my mouth more than any other. Um, it's just awesome. What can you say? What's my least favorite word? Hate. I don't like to use it. I catch myself using it, and it bothers me when I use it. Um, I think it's a word that should be expunged from everybody's life. And it's certainly an emotion that should be expunged from everybody's life. It's not a healthy thing. It's not fun to be angry or hateful. Um, and I think that's just the word that I really don't care for. So, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, emotionally? Passion, man. Artistic passion. Just having creative juices flowing, uh, to create, to inspire, to talk about creating and inspiring, to be passionate about that. That is that is JB said that he's literally typed so many questions the chat warned him to stop, uh, which is interesting. I didn't know YouTube monitored it like that. But passion, creative passion, is what turns me on. What turns me off? Hatred, uh, just solid anger. We all get angry. We all have moments of anger. We all have, and those are healthy emotions. But to hate, no, that's no good for. And we live such a short life span. We're so here, so not so long, and I've had hate in my heart. I've had it rule my life, and it's not a good thing, man. It's really not. And it's detrimental to your health. It is detrimental to other people's health. It is certainly, to be angry and mad and just not like anything, and just that's not it's not cool to be that way. um I just I think it's ridiculous. It's the emotion that really hurts you a lot, and so it's good to let it out and let it go and just go forward. Everybody feels it, but you know, but it does it's hurtful, and it's harsh. And I encourage you, if you're somebody that finds themselves not liking anything and wants to be mean and spirited, look inside yourself and go smile somewhere, and think about something that you really love, because there's something you love, and that and think about how you feel when you do that. um, what is your favorite curse word? My favorite curse word. Oh, it's it's probably motherfucker. um, it's just right there, just punches you right in the face, and it's just um the c word, which I won't repeat here, just because I know some people don't really care for it. I'm sure some people don't care for motherfucker either, but um that's a little bit more in our culture than the c word is. And you know there's enough talk about being politically correct and whatever. That's whatever. But motherfucker truly probably is the word that I use the most. You know, but I do think that we need to relax ourselves a bit, about words. They have meaning, yes. They're strong. They're very potent. But understand that they're words. Um, that's just how I feel. Um, what sound or noise do you love? It's uh, sound or noise that I love is my nephews laughing, my niece and nephews laughing. When I can make them laugh, I've accomplished something, in my opinion. I just think that that sound is like it's it's like no other thing in the world. Because it's true, it's pure, it's joyful. They're coming from a spot where it truly made them feel that way. There's no fakeness to it. And I think that's the coolest thing about it. And so it's very very nice. It's awesome. um, I think that's everything. You're not going to ask me the pearly gates one. You want me to answer that one too? Uh, you know, uh, that's the one I don't really like that is being asked on that show. But I'll go ahead and ask it to myself because it is part of the Bina Bino. Uh, I keep butchering this poor man's name. Bernard Pibot. Bernard Pibot. Uh, Questionnaire is what would you like to hear God if heaven exists? What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? And you know whether you believe in that or not, the question is really based in the logic of you looking back at your life and figuring out what it is that you uh what you want to accomplish or haven't accomplished. It's like saying, do you have regrets, or do you have something that you really loved or look back on it fondly? um that's the real essence of the questions. uh so that question is, uh, the answer for me would probably be, it's time to go indie now. No, I'm kidding. If I was confronted with God, per se, I I would probably say, uh, my first guttural reaction to discovering this would be, "Damn, you do exist." That's. I guess I was wrong about. I guess I was wrong about one ending. That's what I would probably say. Um, but I'm not sure. Poor JB can't ask a question again. YouTube. I've answered all his questions, so if he wants to ask another question, let him, please. Anyway, I don't know if that helps. I don't think that does anything. Um, but yeah, that's the Bernard People questionnaire from uh, the Actor Studio. Uh, Inside the Actor Studio with James Lipton. Uh, anyway, there's quite a delay with the chat and me talking here, so I'm just waiting for the chance. So this little bit of dead air you're experiencing, I apologize, but I want to make sure I answer all these guys' questions before I go, and you know, I think you should definitely go check out Tailor Made Interviews. It's a great site. And definitely check out Travis Reed's books, Travis West's YouTube channel. He's got the bug and he's doing a lot of good stuff there now. He's doing some really good videos there. Um, and it's a pretty cool channel. And Tailor Made Interviews is a really good channel as well. Um, so, you know, I'm not going to answer JB's other question was what is E equals MC squared? It's MC squared. Of course, everybody knows that, man. Come on, you know. Well, what is that about? No. Anyway, so this was fun. I am definitely uh, having a great time doing these videos, and I hope you're enjoying them. And I really am going to sign off now. And and I thank everybody for being a part of this. My guys that came in and hung out, really appreciate it. And just remember, everybody, it's always time to go indie now. All right, check out our next video. I will be here again tomorrow, and it won't be live, but there will be another video for you tomorrow. It'll be a video Saturday, and then video Sunday, and then the week of indies will sadly come to an end, but it will be only goodbye for now, not forever. All right. It's always time to go indie now. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.